for the draft.
Well, the next step in SMART goals is achievable. Is your goal achievable with the level of effort and commitment that you're willing to put forth? Now let's go back to the example of profit sharing. Are you willing to put in the time and the effort and the commitment in this year, 2010, to receive your profit sharing check at your regional rally in this upcoming year? That's how you'll know whether your goal is achievable, whether you are willing to put that time and effort in. So Carl, going back to your NFL career, at what point did you realize this was an achievable goal?
Well, Gary, I knew it was achievable because I truly believed in it and I was willing to put forth the commitment to make it happen and execute my plan to get to the NFL.
Next is realistic. To be a realistic goal, it must represent an objective toward which you are both willing and able to work toward. Now let's go back to the example of the earned incentive. Are you able and willing to work toward your 50 cases in 1 month, your 100 in the next, and 150 cases in your 3rd month to be able to achieve that earned incentive? If not, it obviously is not a realistic goal. So Carl, going back to your goal, tell me, how did it become a realistic goal for you?
Well, Gary, it was realistic for me because I was willing to give up going to the parties and sacrifice the things that I needed to in order to spend the time working out, lifting weights, running, bettering my skills in order to give myself a chance to play in the NFL. So for me, it was very realistic.
Fantastic. So to finish with SMART goals, the last portion is timely. A goal should be grounded with a specific time frame in mind. So again, going back to the example of making $5,000 a month, you can't say, well, one day I hope I can make $5,000 a month. No, you have to have a specific date and time for which you want to achieve this goal. It could be by the end of 2010, maybe it's by the end of June of this upcoming year, but have a specific date and time for which you're going to achieve this goal. Now Carl, again, how was your goal playing in the NFL timely?
Well, Gary, it was very timely because I knew that I had 4 years to play, of eligibility to play college football, and at the end of those 4 years was going to be the NFL draft, and I was going to have a great senior season, and after my senior season was going to be the combines, which are workouts where the scouts look at you and such, and then in the month of April became the NFL draft, and it was going to be the biggest day of my life. And fortunately, I was drafted number 42 overall, and I got to play for Cincinnati Bengals for 7 years.
Fantastic. So that's step number 1, SMART goals. So obviously, take some time, sit down, plan for 2010, set out your SMART goals. Step number 2, identify the obstacles, the potential obstacles that lie in your way, and how you will overcome them. And number 3, identify those individuals from whom you will need help and support. Talk with them, share your goals with them, and I promise you, if you do that, you will be able to achieve your goals in this upcoming year.
Now folks, don't forget, don't let the dream stealers take your dream away. Believe in yourself. If you believe you can, you can. Happy New Year.
Happy New Year.
Now let's spend some time with Garen Breinholt, Senior Vice President of Latin American Operations, to discuss the success principles that have caused such significant growth in Brazil, and how you can take those principles and use them in your forever business. Right now, as I travel around the world and speak to a lot of distributors, everyone's asking me about Brazil. What's happening in Brazil? What are the top distributors in Brazil doing? And so just this past week, I did take the opportunity to contact many of our top leaders, mainly the 3 top leaders that we have in Brazil, and I asked them that very question. What are you doing in Brazil that makes it, so unique to have so much growth? And basically, the 3 top leaders shared with me the same thing that many of us have heard over and over again, which we just spoke about just briefly on this broadcast as well. It's the importance of having goals. It's really interesting. They talk about dreams, big dreams in Brazil. And as you walk around and you talk to distributors there, you'll notice that each one of them, many of them, have a notebook. And you open up that notebook and you look inside, and mainly what you see are photos of things that they want to achieve. And in fact, I had the opportunity, I was looking through one, and he looked down at his notebook and there was a picture of a car. And he says, that car I have outside right now. And so it really creates a lot of excitement talking about goals and dreams in Brazil. So that's one of the things that they talk a lot about. Probably the second thing that you hear a lot about in Brazil is the importance of working together as a team. They're great at building teams. You know, they don't call them, you know, we hear of different terms, downline, cross line. They call them love lines. You know, they love to work with each other. It doesn't matter what line they come from. And they're really good at sharing, you know, their success stories with each other, getting excited. Just that, the ability to create excitement within their team, it really helps them grow. And the last thing that many of them shared with me was the importance of not only being a leader, but developing leaders. You know, they have such great charisma, and they talk about the importance of being a good example, of building credibility, which is basically, you know, you build credibility by doing the things that you talk about, you know, doing what you preach. And they're really, really good at doing that. And it really does, like I said before, it creates a lot of excitement. But I think, you know, more importantly, they work well with each other, and they kind of build off of each other. And this has really helped them to grow into the country that they are today. But one of the keys that I've seen, and one of the things that they apply to their business, is the importance of attending they call it the Monday night meeting, which is the opportunity meeting that many of us are familiar with. And what they do in these meetings is all around the country. You know, there's 20 some odd states throughout Brazil. And what they do is some of these places will have over 1,000 new people each and every Monday night. And all they're doing is they're talking about forever. Forever works, and they know forever works. And what they do is they give these people that come to this first meeting the tools that they need to be successful, whether it's training, whether it's, you know, motivation, materials, but they leave knowing that they can be successful in forever. And I think that's one of the keys that they're able to transmit to the new person. And so I kind of look at it as quality sponsoring. You know, in Brazil, they talk a lot about cohesiveness. And that's what I think that a lot has to do with the excitement and the growth in Brazil, is the fact that they are working together. Okay, to sum up our key principles, we have big dreams, big goals. We have building a team and the importance of being a leader and building leaders. You know, these three key principles have worked for our top distributors in Brazil, and I know that they can work for you. 2010 is going to be incredible. Hopefully you're a part of it. Keep dreaming, and have a great 2010. Happy New Year.
Now we'd like to take a few minutes to visit with Darren Reber, our new Director of Communications, to talk about 3 ways that Forever is helping you build your business on the internet.
Hi everyone. Forever Living is creating a more powerful business building engine on the internet by redesigning our website. In the first phase of this exciting project, we are focusing on the overall look and feel of the site, as well as the basic features and usability. We plan to roll out phase 1 of the site in April of 2010. As part of that, I want to take a minute to thank all of you who have participated with us on this project. It was important to get input from distributors around the world in order to ensure that we created a site that was truly global. In phase 2, we plan to improve the overall integration of the site, as well as add new training opportunities, increase reporting options, and new features such as product recommendations, cross-selling, and testimonials. Finally, as part of this project, we have launched a new tool that will make it easier for foreign offices to update website content and to localize their country homepage. The real purpose of the entire project is to create a place where potential distributors, new and long-term distributors, as well as retail customers can come for knowledge, training, reporting, and most importantly, to purchase our great Forever products. The second major initiative my team is involved in is the e-commerce tool. As the countries that have e-commerce today can attest, this important tool provides distributors and retail customers with an easy, accessible way to purchase product, 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. The problem is that far too few countries have it available today. My goal for 2010 is to double the number of countries that have e-commerce capability. This is a stretch goal, but one that I feel is both achievable and necessary to the long-term success of our business. Now let's talk about MyFLP Biz, which is now in its 4th year. This is an important business tool that is always evolving. First off, MyFLP